I have visited various ethnic peoples during my excursions around the human planet. That is, people of different color, religious convictions, and speech. I have encountered extraordinary experiences and events. My goal was to become acquainted with the life of these people, their customs and rituals. They have continuously surprised me with their unique way of life and ability to survive. My desire to understand them as much as possible was the driving force of my pilgrimage to these people. Located in the inhospitable and least known region in West Papua is the mysterious mountain of Mandala. The height of the mountain is most often listed as 4,760 meters. Pilots who have seen it talk about the peak having snow on it all the time. Scores of tribes live in the surrounding rainforest. Some supposedly still practice cannibalism and live as if in the Stone Age. I want to climb this mysterious mountain and then make my way through the territory and get to know what is true and what is made up. The expedition is made up of 8 members. Only Ruda and I know what a difficult journey awaits us. 3 years ago, during our first attempt to conquer the mountain, we managed to go only part of the way. I'm returning to the village where I left at that time under dramatic circumstances. I'm returning to old friends. 3 years ago, we made an emergency landing here. We had nothing. I had only a few pieces of candy in my pockets. Ruda exchanged his sandals for pilot shoes. All the items for the expedition, food and equipment, were taken by a small missionary plane to a different village on the opposite side of the mountains only a few days before. Maybe they are still there today. At that time, Ardi was among the best for conquering the mountain. I am able to give my watch to Etta today. At that time, it also helped save my life. The children didn't recognize me and I didn't recognize the village. The huts have remained the same, but some unusual buildings are on the rise. Wooden homes from the civilized world. Billboards flank the pathways. Even a new tabernacle has been founded here. I even found 5 outhouses. A monument to the airplane towered above all else. There was even a new pub, which is what I call the men's social hut on Papua, where women are not allowed. They don't serve beer here, but cigarettes certainly loosen the men's tongues up.
Siapa nama Anda? Dua orang laki-laki. Dua orang laki-laki. Basina?
Ben.
Ben.
Yeah.
Some of them know a little Indonesian. They begin to tell me how one man left with a missionary for a miraculous world full of strange things and came back immensely wealthy. I understood that the local adventurer had worked in a large copper mine on the west coast of the island. What he saw there he began building in the village. He was copying Western civilization. Thanks to him, grass skirts and penis gourds have been disappearing in the village and wooden homes are increasing. We held a session in one of the homes. Etta was a skillful organizer. Can he help us choose porters? His task was easy years before. Our things could have fit in our pockets. Photographs brought the memories to life. We hacked our way through the thick rainforest to the mountain with Etta, Ardi, and Matan. The weather was really bad that year. It rained constantly. Poor clothing, bad food, and injury helped the mountain win that bout. The price for a pig here is set by its weight. The local adventurer and the missionary explained the importance of money to the local people. Only I didn't understand what purpose money serves here because a plane lands here 2 to 3 times a year, and yet there is no shop within 300 kilometers of the rainforest. Villages that have a landing strip for missionary planes have been affected by modern civilization. The indigenous people have clothing, machetes, iron axes, and their way of thinking is changing as well. The local adventurer is helping the missionaries with it here. I wanted to see a typical village of the Kentangban tribe who live in this territory. I only had to say what I wanted and I had 100 guides waiting for me. Just a 1-hour hike and the next village appeared. The guides explained that there were people a day away in the rainforest. They hunt and look after their needs. A naked man attempted to repair holes in the roof made of leaves from screw pines. The differences between the two villages just miles apart were striking. There were only a few bows and arrows, stone axes, and animal bones in the huts. He has seen a white man for the first time. A little green man with horns couldn't have frightened him more. For the men of the Kentangban tribe, killing is still a joy and ritual. Today they kill only animals. Before they used to practice cannibalism. In addition to buying a pig that we cooked up, we also bought chickens, fruit, and potatoes. The food has to be enough for even this porter. No one knows how long a journey awaits us. The farewell was touching. We shall not return to the village. We want to climb Mandala and then descend on the other side along the mountain ridge, where our full bags landed 3 years ago. It's a journey into the unknown. The food we have with us won't be enough. We have to use every means for finding food along the way. Even sugarcane is a welcome source of energy. This part of the journey is a nightmare for me. 3 years ago, I walked here barefoot, with Artie and in terrible pain. My foot was swollen to twice its size on account of the infection in my wound. My foot couldn't fit inside the shoe. The hunting hut, where the infection flared up, was in better condition at that time. Only luck and 4 massive injections saved my leg later on.
What do you think, show?
I was walking then without shoes, only sandals. And Artie remembers. Why wouldn't he, since he got to keep my shoes?
Bagus porter. Bagus porter.
The hunter's trail we are using is gradually disappearing. Further on, there will be only dense mountain rainforest, and we would be lost without sharp machetes and axes. It often rains here. Unlike my friends, my experiences from the first journey taught me not to take a plastic raincoat. We are now as wet as those chickens, but in the rainforest there is no other way around it. For the indigenous people, it is as natural as day and night. It's practically mud and water day in and out. The best shoes either don't exist or they are made such that the water flows out by itself. A raincoat in this difficult terrain hampers movement, and so you walk around wet and hope you can at least keep your sleeping bag dry. If something gets damp here just once, it doesn't dry out. With some dry kindling, the locals are able to make a fire by rubbing rattan against a wooden stick. Eda was the leader the same as 3 years ago. Everyone respects him, except the dog. The dog belonged to an elderly man, the only one who knew the way across the mountain ridge. Walking through the Papuan mountain rainforest can be compared to climbing the most difficult rock surfaces. I'm qualified to judge it. I've been engaged in mountain climbing for many years. On rock you have cliffs to hang on to. Here there's absolutely nothing. To climb along slippery, decaying trees, accumulated layers of rotting branches and leaves, where a firm footing is far below you in some places, requires 100% concentration. A poorly placed foot can result in a fall into an abyss full of rot. Get injured here and there's no one to haul you out. The same fate as if you were in the 8,000-meter high Himalayas. That's why the way is mostly psychologically exhausting. For a barefoot porter with his big toe tied off from the rest of his toes, carrying these heavy bags doesn't pose any problem. I can't keep up with them. Without the pondok the porter set up every night in a warm fire, we wouldn't survive. We were already quite high up and the nights were very cold. Cooking became a hobby for Hardy. His parents, certainly cannibals, would be proud of him. He was a sharp fellow with the misfortune of having been born in this God-forsaken paradise. Or is he fortunate? We divided up everything like brothers. Even the other locals helped prepare the feast. Chickens. My soup and meat, all that remained of the chickens, today fortified their daily menu of sweet potatoes and taro tubers. The men covered the rooftop of the pondok with the leaves of screw pine palms. The tribe crammed the pulp into their mouths.
Apa ini? Apa ini?
Buah panda. Buah panda.
And what about curry with spices? That's simply a delicacy.
Bagus, bagus.
To get by in the mountain rainforests of West Papua isn't easy, even for the indigenous people. Many men have bows and arrows, but hunting mice, snakes, and birds with so many people marching off into the forest is practically impossible. The locals eat the last of the chicken today. Now only a few sweet potatoes remain. The fire in the pondok is like a rustic setting. To have a beer here and a slice of smoked meat. At least the rain will wash the mud out of our socks by morning. We are lost in the middle of the rainforest, but at least the view is wonderful. The men in the village who helped our porters carry their bags of food left us a long time ago. We ran out of food. It was an incredible feat what these indigenous people could manage. We stood around as if something hit us out of the blue. Snow appeared amidst the clouds. It was no mistake. This was Mandala. I shuddered when I saw how much further we had to go.
Nostalgie, konečná.
The frame of the shelter had withstood decay. It was our last camp during our first ascent 3 years earlier. With an infected wound on my foot, I could go no further at that time. Ruda and Edda reconnoitered the terrain another 3 hours ahead of here. Then we went back down to the village. The missionary plane couldn't land on account of the rain for a few days, and the infection in my foot began to develop rapidly. It was my despised civilization that eventually saved me. The sun peeked out just to have a look at these foolish people. Then the regular evening rain let loose again. I was curious how we were going to get through an area full of mudslides. We'll probably have to go through the riverbed. Let's first go along the river. Once we're on the ridge, everything will be okay. It will be interesting to find the way. I can't imagine doing it with the meager equipment we have because we can slip on these rocks. Everything is soaking wet. At 3,500 meters, the rainforest turns into marsh and swampland. Our orientation was easier. Even the old man with the dog didn't know the way. While Edda and Yosia looked to find which way led to the mountains, beautiful Mandala lifted its heavenly veil. It didn't realize what a hallucinatory effect it would have on a hungry and tired body. It lasted only a moment. Perhaps the mountain felt ashamed before so many men. Even for the locals, this journey is an exciting trip to the end of the world. A view into a deep valley suddenly appeared. It was surrounded by steep rock faces over which waterfalls flowed. A marshy lake and ancient ferns covered the bottom. The charred stumps of a burned-out forest jutted out of the surrounding slopes. My head was spinning. Perhaps I hate time machines, especially if one takes me back 1 million years to prehistoric times. I admit it could be the altitude. In the end, I didn't meet any dinosaurs, but going through the valley was one of the most powerful experiences of my life. Only rarely could you see the porters drinking. They got by with little food and even less water. We set up camp. The porters bagged a small animal and ate it fur and all before I could film them doing so. We were down to our last food. Thus began the intense struggle with mandala and the elements for every meter. I didn't even think of filming.
No, výška.
It's really cold here at an altitude of 4,150 meters.
Prší.
It's raining and it's really cold.
Zima.
Mandala is just a ways above us.
Snad se zítra
Perhaps
podaří
we'll make it tomorrow.
to dorazit.
The mountain is playing with us. After the hell of yesterday, when ice pellets and snow whipped the naked bodies of the porters, and the wind ripped the words right out of our mouths, the mountain looked like an innocent babe in the morning. But only for a moment did it show its hospitable side. It was easy to decide which direction to go in the white fog of the clouds. Straight up. The stony points of the massif were as sharp as razor blades. Even those who walk on nails would have had a problem walking barefoot here. Not so for the indigenous people. We crossed